everyone, I'm Bonita from Pennies to Dollars. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I hope you will stick around and join us. We talk about frugal content, minimalism, decluttering, and country living. And so today we're going to talk about how words can be harmful in frugal living. We hear so many things when we are frugal. We hear, what a sad life you live. We hear, you only live once. We hear, you can't take it with you, which is actually a movie title from the 1930s. And we hear, live a little. We hear all of these things from friends that are talking out of the side of their mouth, thinking that they are helping us, but misery loves company, right? So we hear this from friends that are maybe just a little bit jealous because they see that we're able to afford things and do things that we enjoy, and they are struggling with debt. They are struggling with debt, and they see that we are not. And we are the ones taking vacations. We are the ones being able to buy things. We are the ones being able to afford things and not be laying awake at night, stressed out because we owe money to people. These things that people say to us, they are not helpful. I know that they think that they are being helpful sometimes, or that they are encouraging us to actually let go of money that they think we are holding on to like a monkey with a cookie in a cookie jar. But they are not being helpful. They're not being insightful. We are going to talk about some other sayings in this video that we can say to ourselves when they are saying those words to us to try to bring us down. Nothing that matters comes easy, and nothing that comes easy ever really matters. We have heard that before. Living frugally can come easy. It takes a little bit of work and a little bit of scheduling and habit forming, but it absolutely can come easy and make your life easier. Now, I'm not saying it's easy to start off with if you're not used to that type of lifestyle, but if you are determined to get there and to have extra money for the things that you want, you absolutely can get there by empowering yourself. It is easy to self-sabotage. It is easy to be our own monster under the bed, or have our friends convince us that we are not making good choices and that we are not living our life to the fullest. But as long as we plan and we budget, we can have anything we can afford. We can set our budgets up to have a snack line in our budget per month. We can set up our budget to have an eating out section. We can set up our budget to have our vacations already paid for by the time we go on them. That is living. That is living a lot. Choosing the things that matter to you are living a little. I've known friends that buy a lot of stuff and their houses look beautiful, and yet they haven't been on a vacation ever. I would so much rather have less things and be able to take vacations, but that's just me. All of us have things that matter to us, and that's the beauty of a budget. You can work those things into your budget that matter to you and cut out those silly little non-sequential things that don't matter. You choose what's in your budget with no guilt, no splurging because this is already in your budget, and no debt associated with the things that you've made a line item for. If you've made a line item for your snack budget and you know how much you can spend each month, there's no guilt when you're spending that budget because you know you can afford it. You've heard me say before, what are you willing to save money for? What are you willing to cut expenses for or lower your expenses for? And what are you willing to do to get out of debt? But let me ask you this, what are you willing to go into debt for? Many of us that are frugal are just not willing to go into debt for anything. We've been there, we've dug ourselves out, we know the work that it takes to get here, we know the benefits of staying here, and we're just not willing to go and backslide back into that lifestyle. When you are out of debt, you are able to make decisions about how many hours you work per week, who you work for, what you do for a living, what you are willing to do for a living. We have so many more choices when that slate is clean. I've heard people talk about figuring how long it will take them to get out of debt. I've had people say that they calculated it and their kids were going to be in their 30s when they got out of debt. There are debt calculators online where you can actually take a look at that. And that is a slap in the face when you are looking at that and your kids are about 10 and you say, my gosh, they're going to be 30 and I'm still paying for whatever it is that I put on my charge card. Nobody wants that. So when I say, hey, let's be determined, let's get out of debt, let's live frugally, I am saying, let's live a little, because living a little is on the end of that getting out of debt and on the end of that frugal living. Frugality equals financial security. You can afford anything if you live frugally. The sky is the limit. I just came back from a 9-day vacation in Maryland, and Monday through Friday of that, we ate out every single day. I ate out. I knew I could afford it. It had already been calculated into my budget. There was no guilt, no splurging. The money was there. This is what I'm talking about. You can live like this too if you make up your mind to not listen to the side eye and the comments that come from people that don't understand this way of life. No more working class dog. Lower your expenses to build your wealth. What are you willing to do to have what you want? Are you willing to change some of those small things? I challenge you to take a look at your bare bones budget. Look at your transportation, your food, your housing. Look at how much money you bring home and then see what the gap is between those two amounts. What is the difference between the bare bones budget and the amount you're bringing home? And where is that money going? Is it going somewhere purposeful? Is it going somewhere that is actually going to help you get in a better financial position? Or is it just going to little small things along the way that you're not even sure where it's going? I don't know about you, but as a Kansas farm girl, I am not willing to be drug through it head first anymore. That's an old saying that we use out here on cattle farms. I'm not willing to be drugged through it head first. I'm going into this eyes wide open, cash in my pocket. The sky is the limit because I'm living frugally. And yes, words do matter. So I hope you are more determined than ever to get your finances in control so that you can have whatever your dreams desire. And I thank you for watching today. Please stick around and subscribe if you enjoyed this content, and I hope to see you in the next video.